That was a beautiful interview, Derek.
Thank you so much, Miss Ford. I was really nervous, but it actually went way better than I expected.
That's great, because you worked so hard throughout the semester to improve your English grades.
I just wanted to say thank you again for the patience and time you took to help me throughout the semester.
Very welcome, Derek. I wish you the best of luck next year and hope you excel in your English comprehension.
Hey there, you're probably wondering how I got in this situation. I'm Derek, just one of the many 16-year-old student athletes in Orleans. I play football at a very competitive level and is also seen by my peers as an academic weapon. Okay, maybe not an academic weapon, but you know, someone that excels in school. Since I was a kid, I was always one of the best in my class, back when I actually enjoyed school. My grades might have gone down a bit, but that's usually the case for everyone when they grow up. I still average over 80% in pretty much all of my classes. The one challenge that's been haunting me my whole life is English class. The thing you have to understand is that I am Francophone. I might speak English pretty well, but that's about it. My grammar isn't good. I get lost in my reading, and I even stutter a lot. And trust me, I don't have stuttering problems when I speak French. Not only that, but my final grades in English in previous years had always been in the low 70%. This might not seem that bad, but it looks pretty awful beside my other grades on my report card. You get the message. English class has been my biggest nightmare. Let's go back to when I arrived at St. Matthew High School, shall we? Follow me. It's a new school and a new beginning. It's the start of the second semester. Why switch schools in the middle of the year, you may ask? It's a long story, but I'll summarize it in 2 words: friends and football. All my friends came here. My parents previously put me in a school where I didn't have my people. Yes, I had a couple of friends and knew a lot of people, but it was nothing compared to St. Matt's. Here, they were all my friends, but also a great football team. The plan A for next year was for me to go prep, in a prep school, in the US, but that could have definitely not happened. So in case I stayed here, I wanted to play on a winning team with people that I actually enjoyed being with. Because of that, switching to this school wouldn't be that hard. The first day went pretty well. Civics class seemed pretty easy, even though it was going to require a good amount of studying. Math class was always pretty fun as long as I stayed on top of my assignments and homework. And religion class was simple. But right before English class started, I didn't know what to expect. All I knew for sure was that if I wanted to end with a good grade, I had to lock in. I started understanding better the requirements that would actually allow me to obtain a good grade in this class. There was something different about this teacher. She valued way more things like effort, leadership, taking notes, getting better, being on top of your things, and participating in group discussions. She wasn't the type of teacher that would simply give you a grammar test on a piece of paper. She was way more than that, and I loved it. Throughout the first half of the course, I learned how to ask for feedback more often, share my work with others and with the teacher, analyzing the deeper meaning in text, identify the use of literary devices in poems, and to take risks. At first, I did all these things because I knew they were some of the teacher's requirements. However, it allowed me to be more efficient in my assignments and take a leadership role in the class. Those are things that might not usually be evaluated, but are indeed very important for the outside world. Fudge, my computer shut down. Not shut down, but close. Alright, we gotta restart. First, I did all these things because I knew they were some of the teacher's requirements. However, it allowed me to be more efficient in my assignments and take a leadership role in the class. Those are things that might not usually be evaluated, but are indeed important for the outside world. When the second half of the semester came around, I got a little comfortable and lazy. I wasn't sure exactly what my average looked like, but I knew it was good enough. I started arriving late to class, being on my phone more often, starting my assignments later than usual, and leaving the classroom more often. This lasted for a good 2 weeks before my English teacher, Ms. Burke, talked to me about it. She told me that she wanted the old version of myself back. it really made me realize that the path I was currently taking was just going to hurt my grade. I had to lock in. At that point, I really started writing more in my notebook, reading more in my notebook, reading more, doing extra practice on my own time, and focusing more on my assignments. A couple weeks later, we started the novel study. The book I received was just perfect. There's two main characters, a young black male that faced racial profiling and police brutality, and a young white male that happens to be part of that same officer's family. It really puts the emphasis on two different point of views. I even talked to my parents about it. For once in my life, I was fully interested in a book. Not once did I get lost or didn't understand what was happening throughout the story. It was wonderful. We were put in groups to analyze different elements of the novel. Once again, I took the role of leader in my group and contributed to a very successful final product. And so it all brings us back to here. If there's something I can learn from this English class, it's to not get comfortable. That can really be deadly. I always remember to use those valuable things that Ms. Burke evaluated us on. To be a leader in my community, to take notes, to ask for help, to take risks, to participate in group discussions. She's made me realize that whether these elements are evaluated or not, it's still important to use them because they help you reach your full potential.
3, 2, 1.